Hello. So I'm here gonna do some book flip through of this book. I also matched the book tabs with this one. This book has already been like circling around the internet. It's kind of like a good book. I give it like 5 out of 9. No, I mean 5 out of 5. I bought this book last year. Yeah. So how I did to do this annotation. First, I read this book like 3 times, I do believe. So the first one is just like reading it. Just read it without anything. And then the second part, I do the highlighting part. I highlight the sentence that resonate with me at that time when I'm struggling on something, and then I read this because I think it's kind of like resonate with me, then I give it an underline. And then the third part is this one, giving an annotation with sticky notes. So basically the sticky note I read in here is the tafsir of the ayah if it's mentioned in this book. Like this one, I have 55:29 here. It's written that all in the heaven and the earth call upon him at every interval he is acting. And the tafsir here is saying that all of his creation, God creation, Allah, stand in need of him. They all seek his help willingly or unwillingly. His prayer is that Allah answer the supplication or give to the one requesting or removing adversity or curses that one seeking to be cured. So that is the tafsir of the meaning, like at every interval he is acting like that. It's supposed to be a nice seminar book flip through, but I guess it's not. This one from the 7080. I put it there, and then this is the Al-Fatiha. I read it in order, so from the chapter 1 until the chapter at the end. That's how I read it. But yeah, of course you can do it whatever you want, but I think it's better to read it like continuously from first page into the last page, because mention the previous chapter in the next chapter. So I think it's really important for you to read from the chapter 1 until the end. So it is in the name of Allah, Lord of Mercy and the Best of the Mercy. So this is the tafsir of Al-Fatiha first ayah. Definitely it's not all, because it's not everything's written here. Oh wait, I gonna show you guys how I read the tafsir. So like I said, I put this tafsir. You might be wondering where to see the tafsir, right? So here I have this. This is, wait, it's kind of like hard to see. Tafsir By Word, this one. And then they have this tafsir. I put like this one, say Al-Fatiha, right? This, yes, you can see it here. So this is all the Tafsir. And then you also can give a note in here. So this is the note that I'm written in here. And then this is the Tafsir of it. If you want to know how this is looking like, I'm gonna show you guys like this. So basically, there's the Arabic of it, and there's a translation. And the cool part is you can have a different translation of it. Like, see, I have this Germany in here, and then done, and then I have this one, and also for the translation, you can have multiple translation in it. So, like this, I have the German and Chinese. Like, say, I'm gonna put German and Chinese in here, and you have the first translation of the Chinese and then the German, and then I also have the Tafsir of it. The Tafsir that I use is this one, English Tafsir Ibn Kathir. So that's where this translation coming in. So like say from this one I encounter this ayah, and then I'm gonna read the Arabic in here in the phone, and then read the translation and also the tafsir of it, because like different translation and the tafsirs it might had a different approach, I can say. Oh, I also have another book. I also have this book, the Quran translation. So I treat it the same as it is, but the difference is this one is like all of the Quran, but in a translation version of it. So it's just like a translation. If you wanna, so for this book, it's also I give it this one. Like the translation of it might not match with the tafsir of it, because it's like a different scholar perspective of it. I haven't finished it. I just gotta like read it each of the surah. Maybe I'm gonna do another book flip through for this one. We're back to this one, okay? We haven't started and it's 9 minutes long. If you want to know the contents of it, you might pause and read it. I have like highlighting strip, so I don't highlight through the paper, because it's just like a thin paper and it's gonna be like bleeding to everything. This one. The new verse and its galaxy felt this word would be incomplete without you. From this book, I learned that everything happened according to Allah's plan. Even your was here for a purpose. You might thinking or have like existential crisis. If you have that, I really recommending this book for you guys. From this book, I learned that religion. Our religion is not about just like heaven and hell, and then about deeds, good deeds, bad deeds. Like if we did that, we're going to hell. We have to like afraid of Allah. Of course, we have to afraid of Allah, but Allah is all of the things. We should know more about His mercy, and this book really teach me about that. I'm growing up in not really religious family, I could say, so everything's I learned is kind of like not what I have to learn. So when I read this book, I'm kind of like relearning everything that I knew about my religion. Like Allah is a lot of it. Like Allah is like a mercy, ar-Rahman, ar-Rahim. You should know that the differentiate of it and the blessing that everything that wasn't taught to me when I was a child. Like when I'm learning it through like a school, I didn't get that, and I get it from this book. It's really changed my perspective and how I looking up to the religion, to my connection, to my relationship with Allah. This one is written in here. The great things happen but through God's grace. Because of God's grace, we are here in this world. It's really a good book, guys. I cannot just like saying everything of it. Oh yeah, in like every last of the chapter, they have like this reflection of it. At that time, I wasn't really reading this, so I might need to reread this reflection. I was like binge reading this book. It's really emotionally for me. Like I was emotional when I'm reading this. I even cried reading this. I haven't annotated this chapter though. I just like underlining it, and some of it doesn't have it. And this one is not yet. Gonna skip that part. This one. So if I have this one, that might be a good. It's written in here. This one. O son of Adam, as long as you call upon me, ask for me, I shall forgive you for what you have done, and I shall not mind. O son of Adam, when your sin to reach the cloud of the sky, and were you then to ask forgiveness of me, I would forgive you. O son of Adam, were you come to me with sins nearly as great as the earth, and were you then to face me, ascribing no partner to me, I would bring your forgiveness nearly as great as the earth. Remember how big your sin is? Like you feel like I'm a sinful person. We are all a sinful person. We should back to the God. I've read it somewhere. I think it's through which verse I forgot. Basically saying that if there is a nation that the people doesn't have a sin, doesn't do sinful act, God will destroy that nation and build another nation that do a sinful thing, but after that they repent. So you have to repent, and inshallah God will forgive you all. There's a lot of good quotes in there. This is like the Tawba, repent to unity. Tawba is the act of surrendering the entire matter into the hands of Allah. Like you already learned for exam, let's say. You did your best, so you need just like trust to God that everything's gonna happen is according to His plan. You did your best to do the exam, preparing everything, but in the end, if the result is good, that's thanks to Allah. But if the result is not as you expected, you have to take it as it is. There's a lesson in everything that God might give you a lesson through that moment. This one. We are in a desperate need for God to constantly clothe both our sin and our good deed with its garment of loving forgiveness. So this one, I think this is my favorite chapter. The spiritual secrets of death. And here's one. The life of this world is but comfort of illusion. Our death is our wedding with eternity. So the tafsir of this ayah, Al-Imran, this tafsir of Al-Imran saying that every soul shall taste death. Allah is everlasting who never dies. The jinn, mankind, and angel, including those who carry Allah's throne, shall die, and only on the day of resurrection shall you pay your wages in full. The life in His world is only the enjoyment of deception. Life is a delight by Allah, than whom there is no deity to take obedience to Allah from this delight if you can. So in this chapter, it's begin with, we are an everlasting spirit molded from the breath of God. The earth is not our home, that is not the end, it is a transition. The beginnings with the death alerts our sacrifice. Life is dying to evolve. That is a bridge that led to the evolution of our consciousness. So the tafsir of this ayah is that indeed the hereafter is better for you than the present. The abode of the hereafter, place where to live. So we should consider of our hereafter. Our real home is not wine money can buy. Our real home is with God. We find lasting place when we fully surrender to the journey of our return to the divine light of Allah that is waiting to embrace us in its mystery and mercy. Reading this book is giving me another consolidation. It's giving me peace when I'm reading this, in this fast world of everything is chasing after one and another. You might thinking of how is our future is gonna be. Like, you see people on the social media, people like they get married, they graduated, they got a good job and everything, and you feel like you're just stuck in here. Just remember that we are just pass by in this world. Oops. Is it more good, guys? Can look it clearly. It's 9 o'clock, so my light is gone. There's a lot of it. I like to seeing this kind of good. I don't know how long this book's gonna be. And this is the mystery of heaven and hell. Wait, I have like my favorite quote in here. This one. Okay. God become transactional and we miss the entire purpose of being created. If we worship God solely for the reward of heaven, then heaven becomes a veil or an idol before God's presence. This really give me a good pause of time when I read this. When we learn about religion in my case, we have to seek of paradise. I've been wondering why. That's the point of it. And then when I read this one, we should not just worshipping because of we wanted the reward of the heaven. We have to worship God because of Him alone. And if the rewards come after it, that's good for you. But just remember, we cannot just go to the heaven with our good deeds. No. God is the one who can decide whether we go to the heaven or not through His embrace. So we have to ask for her embrace, His mercy and everything, so that we might come to His heaven. I'm using a four color of it. There's a pink, green, yellow, and blue. So if there's a different highlight, so rather than just highlighting everything in the one color, if I think the sentence is different from one and another, I use another color. And the best part is this one. You are love. The God of existence chose you out of His creation to be a representative of His loving grace. You were created by Allah for Allah. Just remember that you were created by Allah for Allah to worship Him. You were made to know yourself, to know God, to love God, to worship Him with your whole heart. Our worship of God unveils the truth of who we are and who we were created to become. It is tough turning to the light of Allah that your true essence blossom. It is true turning to the light of Allah that your true essence blossom. This word is really like loving yourself because of Allah. And it's done. This everything from this book annotation to me. So this is the summary of this book. I'm gonna read it to you guys. My handwriting is just like bad. Anyway, the summary is you are created intentionally. God created you for Himself. You are here for God. Your life purpose is to be God's representative on earth. Without you, this world will be nothing. You have the divine spirit in your soul. God breathed to create you. You are His creation, so you are perfect. Remember that you are made by God, so you are perfect. Okay? Because everything's made by God is perfect. Allah is so close to you. He is interactive. What you do doesn't affect Him. His love, His mercy, because God beyond time and limit. So you might thinking that if I don't worship God, God will not give me a risky or something. No, that's not right. Because risky is something that already decided in the lawful mahfuz. So it's already written whether you're gonna worship to God or not. Your risky will be there. And then this one, another part is all of this struggle was meant to be. So know it was meant to be to know you, reveal what was is hidden, to be path knowing your God back to His path. You have purpose in this life. If it's hard, back to Allah, talk to Him, embrace His mercy, and define love. And another one is Allah has created everything you need. He already gave you more than you need. Allah, all that created in this earth a reflection to their creation. Your fate had been written. Your worship toward Allah is a free will. So what is the good thing between you and an angel? Between us, a human being, and an angel? Angel worshipping God because that is their duty, but us worshipping God because of the free will. We have the free will to choose. That's why we are better than angels if we worship God, because of that is our free will. Your level is higher than angel because the free will to worship Him wasn't an obligation like the angel does. It is the ego of yourself that act like an obstacle to unveil the divine spirit inside you. Ego feels God's love toward you. False God is anything you came after other than Allah. If you're seeking for paradise, the paradise is your God. The good deeds are easier to obtain. This is my summary of this book, and I finished reading it last year on a June 27th. So basically, I read it less than a month. No. Oh, I bought it on the May 23, and I finished it on a June. Yeah, it's kind of like around a month or two. So I also try to use all of the annotation tools. So this is the colorful pen that I have, and this is the highlighter to check for the bleeding of it. And you can see the highlighter is bleeding and I don't like it, so I'm just wearing my pen and the strip highlighter sticky note to write everything. That is all of this book. I really love seeing this. Until the next time, bye bye.